Hi, my name is Sipo and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the benefits of having a CNC router machine. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome again. Okay, so today I want to talk about CNC router machines. Full disclaimer, I do work in the industry, but I didn't work in the industry when I first started. I started with this whole thing in about 2016. I first started with 3D printing. I am in South Africa, so if my language gets a bit obscured or I add a little bit of Pretorian language, which we call Spitori, please do not mind me. I will try and add subtitles as we go. Now, I am going to mention a few things. I didn't start this whole journey with the work that I have now. Actually, the journey that I took lent me to the work that I have now. So, here we go. Number one, I started with 3D printing. In 2016, I was a fourth year engineering student in UNISA. Fourth year mechanical engineering student in UNISA. And those who've done UNISA, you understand. It's a long distance learning university. For those who are not, don't know, have any context about it. It's a long distance learning university. And what I did was, I was doing mechanical engineering there. And I was supposed to do my design project. With that, I sort of like stumbled upon what we call 3D printing today, FDM 3D printing. And after I stumbled upon that, I actually started learning about it, and I have never gone back ever since. I got my first 3D printer, I got my second 3D printer, but then I still needed to do more. Hence, I ended up on CNC router machines. I built my own first CNC router machine. I will include a picture of it somewhere here. And that machine was so small and it had a little router thing that wasn't working properly. And with that, I saw the potential of what this thing can become. And I took all the money I had at the time and I started reinvesting it into buying bigger parts, into buying bigger spindles, bigger motors and all that other stuff. Hence, it led to the journey of finding Chinese suppliers and all that other stuff, because at the time, everything was expensive. If I do talk too fast, guys, please do mention that I am a fast talker. So if you can't understand, please watch the video over and over again. My apologies. Anyway, so I managed to get some other parts through gigs. I bought parts for a second machine, and I built that machine, and everything was still 3D printed at the time. My friends will tell you, people like Chris Flop and all that other guys, my friends will tell you that I had a machine in the spare bedroom of my house. It was dirty, it was making dust, but I did not care. All I wanted to do was learn as much as I could with this machine. I probably blew a couple of electronics. I probably ruined, I don't know how much pieces of material, especially MDF. But in all that, I pushed on, I soldiered on, and I got better with time. I learned new softwares. I already had a background in 3D design because I was using Autodesk Inventor. But then I had to learn things like Fusion 360, Vectric Aspire. I understood a little bit about SolidWorks. Now, I pushed on to a point where my machine or my things that I was doing landed me in a job in 2021 at the 3D printing store, which are one of the biggest suppliers of CNC, laser, and CO2 machines in South Africa. It landed me a job there, and after I got that job, it was a situation that I was going to be working in the ironic part, the CNC department. I still currently work there, although I'm on leave until I open sometime next week. So I work as a CNC technician every day, and those machines, or that machine specifically, got me the job that I have today. And I will be honest with you, that learning process did not make sense to me. It did not make sense to a lot of people in my life. My family specifically did not understand half the stuff I was doing. Some of them still don't, but they supported me either way. So I want to mention the fact that everything that I do was because of that machine, was because of the fact that I wanted to learn as much as I could with it. I sat down, I watched YouTube videos so many times that I remember that Ndila's mom at the time used to say, "Oh no, that thing is your first wife." And yeah, she was right. Anyway, so yeah, I invested a lot of time in it. I learned the softwares, I learned the electronic parts, I learned the mechanical parts, I learned what could make the machine better. I wanted to make my machine as rigid as possible. I bought the stuff with my own money. I was going broke half the time trying to make so, but I did good. Because all that learning, all that perseverance, all that passion was boiled down to get me to a point where I am today. I just want to touch a little bit on the basis of what this machine is exactly. A CNC machine is a computer numerical controlled machine that works with a computer giving instructions to a controller. Like, for instance, in my case, it's the Arduino Uno in the CNC Shield. So this machine works in part with different parts, different motors. There's so many variations of this machine that you search on the internet CNC router, you'll find ones that are industrial, you'll find ones that are hobby grade, you'll find ones that are made out of wood, steel, aluminium, and there's so many variations of this machine that, yeah, you would probably be spending a year on the internet just researching it alone. So I want us to go a little bit into the details of what a CNC machine can do, the benefits of it. Number one, you will have versatility with the machine. The machine can do different parts at different times. So you can basically, if you have a big enough machine, you can overlay or put a different parts in there, and then it will cut everything out according to your instructions, your feed rate, and all that other stuff. That by itself is a learning curve. I have to mention this fact that the machine has a high learning curve, but it's not impossible. You just have to stick in it, and you just have to sit down and actually learn and watch videos about it, read anything you can about it. Okay. So besides the machine having versatility, it has a very, very good repeatability. So the repeatability part is the fact that you can actually do parts time and time again, provided that your machine is well maintained, provided that your machine is well tuned, and everything has been checked and everything works the way it should. For instance, your motors don't run too hot that they shut down. Your spindle is okay, the feed rate, and all that other stuff. The other thing is cost effectiveness. So cost effectiveness of this machine is the fact that you can actually run multiple parts at a time. So while it works, you also work. You don't have to be there always. You don't have to always be looking at your machine. Yes, you have to be in earshot of it in case something goes wrong, because sometimes things do go wrong. You will hit a nail, you will do something off, or there is EMI on your circuit or your system and the motors lose their steps and they go awry. So just keep note of these kind of things, but then it is a very, very good machine. Now, the other thing is increased accuracy. Now, if you are someone who is doing, say, an install of furniture or whatever, it can cut whatever thing you want. For instance, a drawer front or a door to the millimeter that you specify that your machine should cut it to. I know it's a lot of information that I'm just throwing out today. We will, over time, maybe do detailed breakdowns of everything, or just go over everything on the machine itself and all that other stuff. But just for today, we just want to go over everything that we want, or that you would want to hear about the machine. It also has a very good speed. So like I said, while it cuts, you do something else. You don't always have to be doing what the machine is doing at the same time. So while it cuts, you can be taking the parts that it previously cut, and you could be sending those parts. Anyway, so those are the little few points that I have on the machine. And that's just basically the basics of everything about the CNC router machine. I will try to include 2 or 3 projects that I've done with the machine myself in the pictures here, and I will also include a picture of my machine. But I believe that more South Africans, more guys who get into 3D carving and all that other stuff with the CNC router machine, you guys can actually do quite well, especially if you're artistic, especially if you're technical, especially if you're someone who loves doing arts and crafts. These machines will benefit you greatly. Thank you. My name is Sipam Kachwa. See you on the next one.